Hello and welcome to Heavenly Album Covers, and welcome to this gentleman who once went by the name OMO the Hobo. Also, this gentleman also went by the name OMO the Hobo, and he went by a superlative cornucopia of names, and generally people call this fellow OMO the Lobo, or maybe OMO the Hobo. And over the past year or two, we at Heavenly Album Covers have collected 3 or 4 albums by this gentleman, OMO the Lobo. They're all self-done. They're all DIY albums. He put these together himself, and he also played guitar. He sang funny songs, and he sang some serious songs, and he always kind of looked like this. He was always wearing a harmonica holder with a harmonica, a kind of cowboy hat, and this is his 12-string guitar, which he kept by his side always. And he was a very tall gentleman. He recorded hundreds of songs, maybe tens of thousands of songs, and he also went by the name Wellman W. Omo Hundro. He lived in Hollywood, California. He lived in Linwood, California, in Huntington Park, in all sorts of parts of Southern California, and he just put out these albums for fun and to make a little bit of cash on the side. You can see the cornucopia of songs here. There's like 28 songs on this album alone, and we're actually leading up to the latest OMO the Hobo album, which is coming up soon, and this is the first album we collected here at Heavenly Album Covers. There's OMO the Hobo, and here's the label, his own label, which was produced and published out of Fayette, Michigan, and there's all sorts of songs on there. It's like a pink, very light pink record label. And here is a album cover. This is the reverse side of an album called Party Album Number 5, and it's very similar to the current album that we will show you in a moment. And this is the reverse side of the album cover, and here is OMO the Hobo again. I really like the fact that some of these spots are empty here, but he kind of left these open to promote different things that he was doing. And here's OMO the Hobo again. This is Party Album Number 7, and it's filled up these little spots here. You can see that these little spots were filled up with this text, and there's his name there, Joe Omo Hundro. He lived up in Elevado, West Hollywood, California, and he was probably doing these albums in the late 1950s and throughout the 1960s and the 80s. He was just very productive and a really great guy. He sounds great on these albums, and so these are the other 3 albums that we have here at Heavenly Album Covers, and this is the very latest album cover that we have. It has an album in it, and let's start off on the flip side here. It's got a voluminous number of text elements here. He just couldn't help but writing all this stuff here. And there's OMO the Hobo. He's kind of wearing some fun things, a very fun hat, and some stuff at the top of his hat. And he's got his harmonica and his 12-string guitar. Now let's listen to a little bit of OMO the Hobo. The hillbilly comedian sings, tells jokes, and has records out there in the wild.
Well, he said, bring your club and your balls and we'll tee off behind the clubhouse. I told him I'd rather tee off behind the barn somewhere. No, he said a tee was a fine thing the size of your little finger. Well, I said I had one of those. Well, he said, Stick it in the ground and put your ball on it. I told him I didn't know you sit down to play golf. No, he said you stand up. Slightly, drive out to Tiger Pass. Give your girlfriend a treat. Give her a good old piece of pizza. We always park when it rains. Watch the wind wash the window. I'm a bartender, friendly as I can be. My pistol's always loaded, don't fool around with me. Call me all and have a ball and drink until you're plastered, but don't you steal it.
So that's OMO the Hobo, and that's just like partial, very small partial fragments of this album of his, which is called Party Album Number 1. And let's pull off the shrink wrap here. We've got to take off the shrink wrap if I can steady it here. There we go. And you always want to be very careful when you're removing shrink wrap, and you don't want to get your hand too far deep into the shrink wrap. Just kind of gently pull the shrink wrap off. This shrink wrap is probably 90 or 100 years old, and there's the actual cover of the album that we're discussing right now, and it's called OMO the Hobo, Hundro Music, Hundro Humor, and there we go. And it's got a some sort of painting. I'm not sure who did the painting, but it's a little bit risque, a little bit strange and odd. But it is Party Album Number 1. I'm not sure if it is indeed OMO the Hobo's first album. It could be, but here is a woman here. She's representing OMO the Hobo, and everything about this cover is great. It's got this text on the back that we have already covered, and it's got a lot of text, just text after text after text. And this is Mr. OMO the Hobo, and we picked this up the other day at a place that we did not expect to pick this up from, and so we actually own a 4th album by OMO the Hobo, and here it is. This just might be the first party album by OMO the Hobo.
Some bachelor. I serve drinks to customers. Some drink slow and some drink fast. Some drink till they're loaded, vice for their drink. Outside some for a dime. I got popcorn balls and hot nuts all the time.
OMO the Hobo kind of reminds me of Syd Barrett. There's a little bit of a Syd Barrett feel to OMO the Hobo's music. It's just unhinged and unleashed. And so let's all say goodbye for now to OMO the Hobo.